You guys have been asking time and time again to see me edit. Okay, so today I'm giving you a real world, real time edit, something that you could look at, learn from. So let's go. All right, so we already took a look at some of the images. All right, I am going to start making some adjustments. I feel as though the skin tones are a little bit yellow. So I'm maybe going to cool that down just a tad. The shadows can be a little bit dark. Sorry. So we're going to bring the shadows up a little bit. I'm not going to add anything else. All right. Then I'm just going to right click, edit in Photoshop 2025. Right. So now we're here in Photoshop. All right. So first thing we're going to do is Control or Command J. And I'm not a supporter of body modification, but sometimes this is what the client wants. So we're going to go to Filter, Liquify, and then we are just going to start maybe pulling in the waist just a tad. So that will help the client, if that helps the clients feel a little more confident. That's what she wanted. All right. So we're going to go in. Next thing we're going to do is start with the major pieces of the background and do a cleanup. All right. So I'm going to press L for the lasso tool. I'm going to lasso all the way around. I'm going to just use a generative fill, generate, and that should automatically fill the background in. It's taking a little bit of time. All right, so it's filled. It did an amazing job. Next thing I'm going to do is just merge the two layers. I'm just going to hold Command on the generative fill and layer 1, click it. Then I'm going to press Command E to merge both layers. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the outsides, because when this balloon goes here and this balloon goes here, I think most of the balloon will be hanging off. All right, so I'm just going to fill it in, open it up a little bit, sorry, and just make it big enough for the balloons to go without any issues. All right, so here I'm going to select Generative Expand. Okay. Let's see what a Generative Expand does for us. All right, so that seems to be good. All right, so we have a little bit of a dirty spot right here. I'm just going to press J. Oh, sorry. I'm going to merge the two layers again. I'm going to press J and then just use the healing brush tool to fix that issue. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we are going to go in and do a little bit of skin retouching. All right, so first I'm just going to put a black and white layer. I'll bring the contrast down. Sorry, bring the reds down. And then I'm going to press J. I'm going to use the main layer, and then I'm going to start doing some major cleanup. All right, so I'm going to leave this scar because I mean it leaves a little bit of character. You know, I'm going to remove some of these lines in the neck. It's a little right there. There. This line here. All right, so I think maybe that's good enough. I'm going to start Next, I'm going to select a generative expand layer, which is the main layer that was merged. And then I'm going to use an action. All right. And this is a regular frequency separation action. If you guys want to get this action, feel free to send me a message, send me a DM on Instagram, and I will be sure to email it to you guys. Okay. Yeah. Right. So advanced frequency separation. So we're just going to blur, we're going to control the blur radius until all the pieces, the skin, we want the parts of the skin that we're going to retouch to be as smooth as possible, right? So I think maybe 9.7 is okay. Then I'm going to use the low frequency, the top low frequency layer. I'm going to switch back on the black and white. And I'm just going to tone it down a little bit. Me switching it to black and white helps me see a little more of the imperfections. All right. I'm going to use the mixer brush. It's under the brush settings over here. And this is the settings: wet 20%, load 50%, mix 50%, flow 100%. This is 10%. And we're going to switch this on. All right. And we're just going to take our times and we're just going to blend the colors a little bit. All right. We don't want to brush from the shadows into the highlights too much. I'm going to check and make sure the work that we want to be done is actually being done. Just smooth it out a little bit, not too much. We're going to take our time and blend it in little bit by little bit under the eyes. Just take your time with this part, guys. It's super simple, super easy. Take your time, get it in, get it in. You can see a little bit of the imperfection on the arm here. A little bit of imperfection on the legs. Take your time and brush it in. That's fine. Now what we did was separate the texture. Separate the texture from the main layer. We just separating the texture. We separated the texture. So when we use the mixer brush, it's actually mixing the colors of the blue layer underneath. So it's not going to affect the actual texture of the skin. Now, as we're here, we're going to go back in between. We're going to see what it looks like. And we're just going to come back and we're going to start brushing things in. Fixing them a little bit. Now for this, I'm just going to remove some texture. So I'm going to select the high frequency layer. I'm going to press S for the clone stamp. It's going to say current, and below we're going to change it to current. And I'm going to select the textures from here and just merge it out. So you can see the before and after. All right. Once again, go back to the mixer brush. And I'm selecting. Fix the other arm. All right, so the next thing is the teeth. So for the teeth, I'm going to use a hue saturation. Select the teeth, which is the yellows. Bring it all the way down. Reds, bring it all the way down. I'm going to press Command or Control I to invert the layer. And then I'm going to mask it out. So I'm just going to use a brush. Press B for the brush. Minimize the brush. You can use the bracket keys. And we're going to use a white paint. And then we're just going to paint the teeth, which is going to whiten the teeth. Nice. So make sure the teeth are white. We can even bring down the flow of the brush and maybe whiten the eyes a little bit. All right. So I'm thinking maybe that's enough. Now I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I usually use to clean up my backgrounds. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the low frequency layer. I'm going to press Command J. I'm going to copy low frequency layer. And then I'm going to press Filter, Blur, Surface Blur. Is it in? Oh, sorry, Surface Blur. All right. You're just going to leave the threshold down, leave the radius up. And you could just make little adjustments. You're not paying attention to how, you're more paying attention to the background. All right, so the background looks a little bit clean. And then we're going to come here. And then we're going to mask her out. We're going to select the mask, use a black brush. You can press B and then press X, or you could just click here to invert the brush. Use the bracket keys. Flow 100. And we're just going to mask her out. All right. So we are cooking with gas. All right. Okay, so now that she's masked out, let's come to the top of the hue saturation that we used for the teeth whitening. We are going to delete the black and white layer. Now we are going to press Option Command Shift E to create a fully merged layer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try creating the number balloons with Generative Fill. Let's see if it does a good job. I'm going to use the Lasso Tool. Press S for the Lasso Tool. You select right above her hand. Generative Filled, and I'm going to press Gold Foil Balloon Number EALLOON number 3. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint. Not bad. I'm thinking I don't like the way it did the fingers. Let's see. Other one. Oh, this one isn't bad either. But the fingers still do look a little bit weird. Let's see the third one. Okay. So this one isn't bad. All right. What I'm going to do now is maybe mask out. Let me reduce the opacity and see. Okay, so I'm going to mask out the fingers here. Maybe, okay, let me put another layer. And instead of masking, I'm going to try to clone stamp with S. I'm going to select current and below. This is the clone stamp. And I'm going to try to clone. So I'm trying to clone it in. Let's raise the opacity back up to 100%. Oh, it doesn't look bad. But we have to brush this mask out. So we're gonna mask this out. And I'm gonna use an eraser tool here. Actually, I'm gonna go back to using the clone stamp here. I'm just gonna take my time, clone stamp it back in. Come here, clone stamp this piece back in. All the way in. And yeah. Okay, so from it, as we zoom out, it doesn't look bad. It looks somewhat good. I mean, we have a little, you know, imperfection that we can take our time and tweak and fix. I'm gonna clone stamp here again with S, just to give me a little bit of a. All right, so it looks like she's holding a 3 in her hand, and then I'm gonna merge these layers. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna create a brand new layer. Command Option Shift E. So we create another layer, and then we are gonna select the lasso tool with L, and then we are going to add a 430 Generative Fill, and we're gonna put gold foil number balloon BALLOON 0. Let's see what it does. Okay, not bad. This isn't bad. And this isn't bad. Let's take a look at the fingers. I mean, usually, usually they always suck. Like fingers always suck. But let's see if we can copy the other one. I'm gonna take a look at the fingers. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we are going to mask out the fingers. And I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna press Command and Control T for a transform. I'm just gonna bring it around onto the hand. And then I'm gonna start masking the hand out to make it look like it's on the hand. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go around and just use a soft brush to blend in the outside of the balloon. Take our time, get it done, get it done. All right. All right, so we are almost there. Now, it looks almost perfect. Now, I think the O is a little bit too big for the D, so I'm going to press Command and Control T again. I'm going to shrink the size. And then I don't think the two colors are matching. I think this color is a little bit more gold than the other color. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hue saturation. I'm going to press Option or Alt. When you see this little arrow, it means that it's going to affect only the layer underneath, which is the gold O. So I'm just going to click it. And then I'm going to go to the hue saturation and I'm going to bring the saturation down a little bit to match. Right, and I think that looks a little bit better, guys. All right, so then I'm just gonna brush out the color because it affected the entire area manually. Right, good. So the next thing is maybe I should add some confetti. Now, I'm not quite sure if I have any confetti, but let's see. Oh, yes, I do have some confetti here. What sort of confetti do I have? Confetti overlays. Okay, so we have gold confetti overlays. So let's see what we have. Okay, let me drop this one on. Oh, this looks cute. Um, do I think? What do I think? What do I think? Do I like it? Do I not like it? Maybe I'll add some and see what it looks like. Let me see what this one looks like. You know, I somewhat like this. Looks like a lot for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use confetti 31 and 30. I'm going to press Command G, select both, press Command G, put it in a group, and I'm going to press Mask B, and then I want to hide a little bit from her face. Now I'm loving this. Numbers. Let me make sure that the face is visible. And I think maybe I should add, let's see what other types of confetti I have. I love those two. Those two looked amazing. This one, let me see what this one looks like. Maybe switch group off. Oh yeah, this one looks looks a lot more realistic. And it's not in her face. So I think I'm gonna use this one. All right. So I'm loving what we look like so far. So the next thing is to start color grading. So what I'm gonna do for the skin is I am going to maybe add a lot for the skin to give her a nice dark moody tone. All right, so The contrast is a bit harsh. I'm going to reduce this. All right, so the next course of action now is, I'm thinking I don't like this tool. So I'm thinking maybe we can give her a nice golden tool. So once again, we're going to merge layer with Shift, Option, Command E. We are going to use the lasso tool. We are going to lasso around. I'm going to hold Shift and add another lasso tool. We're going to use Generative Fill, and we're going to put Gold Chrome Stool and see what it gives to us. Oh, this is cute. This isn't gold, but it's not bad. Oh, this isn't bad as well. I mean, it does look a little AI generated, but truth be told, the average person isn't even going to notice, to be absolutely honest. This one doesn't look bad as well, but as I said, it isn't gold. All right, let's try and see this one. This one isn't gold. It does give me some nice reflections. This one isn't bad. This one isn't bad. I'm liking this one. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue to give it a nice glowing sort of effect. Now, I use this plugin called Oneric. It's by Composite Nation. I did pay for it. This is not sponsored. And super simple. It selects the highlights, add glows, and everything. It does a really amazing job. I use this on a lot of my pictures when I want to add that nice dreamy glow effect. All right. Oh, so this is a bit harsh. It usually comes on a bit harsh. I'm just going to reduce the threshold. Then I'm going to reduce the radius of the gold. And what else? I think this isn't bad. And then I'm going to press save. Generative Fill has made life super, super easy for us. Now I'm thinking maybe the shine on the lips and the teeth are a bit much. So I am just going to add a mask, press brush, use a black brush, and I'm just going to brush it off from the face, the teeth. All right, I love that. Maybe reduce a little bit. She says she wants it super clean and super simple. So I'm liking what we have thus far. Okay, so I think that's it. So we went from this to this. This is super simple. This is the easiest edit I think you guys are going to get. All right. So yeah, that's it. Please guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, and look forward to more of my super easy edits. All right. Bye guys.